if you haven't met me before. Now, using social media for business is very different from using social media as a consumer. A lot of the times, people say, oh, my 15-year-old daughter set this up and that's great. But the 15-year-old daughter or son, whoever it is, doesn't really know how to use social media for business. They very much know how to use it for communicating with their friends and their family and posting pictures, that type of thing. But using it as a business is very, very different from using it as a consumer. I do encourage you to use social media as a consumer, but have your business brain on. So you're going into social media and you're saying to yourself, wow, I really like that graphic, I'm going to save it. Or I really like the way that they're doing that, or I really don't like the way that they're doing that. That wouldn't resonate with my customers. So going in there and really having your business brain on while you're consuming. It's a good idea to consume on social media, on the platforms that your people are going to be looking at your business. So you start to really get a feel of what is happening on that platform. So if you're not very familiar with Facebook, if you're not very familiar with TikTok or YouTube, and that's where your customers are, really encourage you to spend some time in there and just starting to be very comfortable watching it from a consumer's point of view, but having your business brain on. So this program is brought to you, and I'm brought to you by Digital Solutions with Business Station. So it's a federally funded program. It's really, really great deal at the moment. This grant is not going to last forever. So if you haven't jumped on board with this, I really encourage you to. You get 3 hours worth of one-on-one, us speaking directly to you about your business. This isn't a big group session. It is just us talking to you about your business, and we put you in with experts for 3 hours of one-on-one. Now, those experts charge usually $150 upwards per hour. So if you're getting 3 hours worth and 4 hours worth of webinars and workshops for $44, it's an absolute bargain. I really do encourage you to jump on board. I specialize in social media and e-commerce because I own companies and run my own e-commerce platforms and make products. And then there are other experts that are experts in other areas. There's no way I'm going to teach you Xero. There's no way I'm going to teach you cybersecurity, because there are other people who can do it a lot better than I can. So we'll put you in touch with an expert that is going to be the best for your business. So like I said before, my name is Victoria. Now I practice what I preach. I have owned and sold shops, bricks and mortar shops, e-commerce stores. I'm an author of 3 books. I am now a board member of Chamber of Commerce and very, very passionate about helping small businesses grow and learning what small businesses really need and trying to make that very easy for them to get. So I have my Bachelor of Teaching, certificate for informed business, and I am a certified e-commerce specialist and a Shopify and Facebook partner. And I've just launched a skincare company, and we are selling in Australia at the moment, but we're also moving into Singapore and the US. So I really understand growing your social media from scratch and growing your business from scratch and starting again and seeing the changes that happen and evolving. So I practice on my own businesses first, and then I try to give you the easiest way to grow your business. So 2022 is expected to be the first $1 trillion year for online sales. COVID has increased the online sales enormously. So this is a very, very good time. If you haven't already gone online and taught yourself how to sell your services and how to sell your products online, it is imperative that you actually do in order to continue growing your business. Because of this, because a lot of people are actually going online and doing it, there's actually a lot more traffic. So we need to make sure that we are setting ourselves up properly to the best standard that we can. And we're following the Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, TikTok, whatever you're using, whatever platform, we're following their rules so that they don't kick us out because we don't own those social media platforms. They can change their rules, and that's their, they're allowed to do that. It's their business. We just need to play by those rules so that we can use their platforms for free, which is actually quite outstanding when you think about it. If you've been in business for quite some time, like I have, it may have even been before people were online. So if you could have, the only free thing that you could possibly have done then is possibly put a piece of paper, an A4 piece of paper with a little pull-off tab at the bottom at the shopping centre. That's possibly the only free thing that you could have possibly used. And then you have to pay for Yellow Pages, you had to pay for TV, you had to pay for radio, you had to pay for newspaper. But we now have social media that lets us show millions of people our services and products for free. Now that is quite outstanding. So let's just play the rules. Let's play by their game, and let's make the most of those platforms to get our businesses out to as many people as you possibly can. So most of these are coming through smartphones. If you go anywhere, it's actually quite interesting. You walk around the shops, you walk around anywhere at all, everybody is on their phone. Everybody. And what are they doing? They're probably, one, going through their emails. So you could do email marketing. 2, they're on Facebook. So you could do Facebook marketing. 3, they're on Instagram. So you could do Instagram marketing. They're all on their phones. I even went to the beach the other day and there was 2 fellows, teenagers on bikes, riding on their phones. So these phones don't get put down. They don't seem to be. It was very dangerous. I was a bit nervous for them. But you look around and it actually looks quite strange when someone isn't on their phone these days. So let's make sure that your website is mobile optimized, your social media pages are mobile optimized, and that's a big word, I guess, so let's just make sure it looks good on a phone, that no words are cut off, that it's really, really easy to navigate for your customers and easy for them to get to your products and your services. So we're going to go through all of these one by one, and I really encourage you to get a piece of pen and paper. If you're on the recording, you might even like to stop it after each section that we are talking about this today and think about your business, because if you actually cover all of these bits in your business, you're doing very, very well. And even when I was putting this workshop together, I thought, oh, I actually haven't really spent a lot of time in that particular area. So maybe I need to revisit that, and I need to speak to my business partner, and we need to form some sort of strategy around that. So let's have a look at your goals. That's really, really where we want to start. What are your goals? What do you actually want to get out of it? Like I said, we're going to go through all of these. I just want your brain to start the process of what we're going to be talking about. So what are your goals? Who are you going to speak to? And you don't speak to everybody. Who are you going to speak to? Can you have a find about the metrics? Is there any data-driven marketing strategy for you? Do you have a marketing strategy even? Content mix. We'll go through all of that because we don't want to bore our people on social media. What channel are you on? There's absolutely no point in being on TikTok if that's not where your customers are. Unless you're using it for your own, relaxation, that's great, but it's not for business. Infrastructure. Have you actually set everything up properly within all of those different platforms? So it's so easy for your customers to get to you. And then improvements. What's working? What isn't? Do more of what is working. And just scrap the stuff that isn't working, because you are creating busy work for yourself that isn't bringing you any return on investment. So let's start with our goals. I really do encourage you to sit down. What are they? What outcomes do you want to get from your efforts on social media? Because this will direct you into how you're going to market to your people. So do you want to just build brand awareness? Are you new? Are you wanting to get your name out there a lot more? Not necessarily those sales, but do you want people to sort of know that you're the go-to person? So when you're starting out, that brand awareness is so incredibly important for people to think, oh, I need that. And for you to be the first person they think of in order for them to access whatever they wanted, that's brand awareness. And so that means that you are placing yourself in multiple areas all over the place, and you are giving that education about what you can do. You're showing your expertise in this area. The brand awareness goes across all of the colors, the fonts, how you speak, loads and loads of things in here. So this is why it's really important to think about your goals. So, so that then you can actually direct your marketing efforts into one area. And these can change. They can change. They might change every 6 months. They might change every week, depending on how quickly you're growing and how much time you've got and how many clients you actually want. So you're looking at website traffic. That's a completely different thing of brand awareness. Are you looking at getting leads? Are you looking at getting leads to the website or email or trying to get emails? Are you looking at trying to get people into a bricks and mortar shop, into your actual shop? Yeah, like I said before, trying to get on emails. Are you trying to get people into your e-commerce shop, so your online shop? And which e-commerce shop? Are you on Amazon? Are you on Etsy? Are you on eBay? Do you have your own website? So again, that being very, very clear about those goals of where you want people to go. Are you community building? Are you a non-for-profit and you're trying to actually create some sort of movement, some sort of community awareness? Are you talking about customer service? Like, is that the most important thing to you at the moment? Is that customer service and the return of the customers once you actually have built up that brand? You've got people to your website, they've bought a service or your product, and then repeating that customer service and getting a repeat buy. That's fantastic. So is that your goal? Have you got to a different level there? Or are you looking at PR and brand awareness? So I encourage you to think about that, stop and go, okay, this is my goal for now. We can have a 5-year goal, we can have a 10-year goal, but this is my goal for now because this is what I'm going to use in my marketing and my social media now. Now, who are you going to talk to? Do your products or services help kids? And so who's going to buy that? Is it going to be the parents? Is it going to be the grandparents? Is it going to be the aunties and uncles? So the target market for a kid's product is actually the person that's going to buy it. So who's your target market? You might say, oh, absolutely everybody. It's absolutely not everybody. There are people who will never buy your product and service, and it's great to know who is not going to buy your product and service because you don't need to market to those people. Isn't it wonderful? You can actually take a whole group of people away and you can say, I'm not going to actually waste my time, my money, my effort talking to those people because they're never going to buy my stuff. I'm just going to talk to the people who I think really, really need my product or my service. So sometimes when we're thinking about our target audience, sometimes it's easier to think who isn't going to buy my product and service. And then starting to go, okay, so who's the person that is going to buy my product and service? So like I said, I've got the skincare product now. I've done my homework because, practice what I preach. So I've done my homework and I know that my skincare is best for people with sensitive skin. I know that it is going to be for people that can afford it. So it's probably going to people that are over 35 to 60 perhaps. It's probably going to be females and it's probably going to be people in Australia at the moment. So I can niche that down so easily. And I actually Googled the most popular name in that age bracket, and it ended up being Jenny. So every single time I post a social media post, or every time I look at my website, every time I send an email, I say to myself, is Jenny going to find this interesting? Is Jenny going to want to see this? Is this going to be interesting, educational, entertaining for Jenny? And then it's so easy to market. Often I say, no, that's boring. I wouldn't even want to see that. What am I just filling up my social media for that for? I don't need to just fill it up. I actually need to make it really good for my brand and really good for Jenny. Do you see how then once you've cut out everybody else that you're not marketing to, and you speak to that one person, it's called the power of the one. If you speak to that one person, then it's so much easier to figure out who to market to and how to do your social media posts. Okay, let's moving on. So channels. So social media networks that you dedicate your time on and what you use them for. So are your people on Facebook? Are they over 35? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Facebook groups? Are they on Facebook Marketplace? Which groups are they in? Can you be in those groups offering advice, information, so that you are the expert in that field, in that group? Are you on Instagram? Is your demographic a little bit younger, but probably over 30, over 25, 30? This is very sort of stereotypical, bit of a bell curve scenario, but these are the age demographics in those areas. So Facebook a little bit older, Instagram just a little bit younger than that. Are you a business-to-business service? So you might want to be on LinkedIn. Are your customers more of a professional type of service or industry? You definitely want to be on LinkedIn then. Now, TikTok is a little bit tricky at the moment because a couple of years ago it was only in America and a few Asian countries, and it was just really for very, very young people who wanted to dance and have lots of fun. It has gotten absolutely global. It has boomed massively, and there's a lot of people who are on it that are over 13 or over 18. There's still quite a younger demographic on it, especially in the US, but it's actually getting quite a large following in people who are even over 40. So think about your TikTok presence. It's not absolutely massive in Australia at the moment, but it is very, very much getting there. So if you're selling your products in America, this is where I started building my audience, so that when I launched, we were there. And I've never danced or done a lip sync or anything like that. So I don't do anything like that on TikTok, but I show behind the scenes of what's going on in my business. I'm a little bit silly every now and then because I am a little bit silly every now and then, and it's sometimes nice to do that. Now, if you think of TikTok and you think, oh my goodness, whatever, Facebook and Instagram, even YouTube, have absolutely freaked out about it. So Facebook's massive, has been around for a long time. If they're freaking out about it, and Facebook owns Instagram, if YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are freaking out about TikTok, we need to think about it as a serious marketing platform for us, because Instagram and YouTube have already brought out things that TikTok has and is trying to compete now with TikTok. It has become that much of a threat. So have a little think about it. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with things that you need to learn or need to do. Have a little think about it. Ask your customers, are you on TikTok? Do you look at that? Are your kids on TikTok? Do they, do you think that they might see something that they'd be interested in buying on TikTok? There's even a trend on TikTok saying, I bought it on TikTok, and it's going very, very, very well for a lot of businesses. When I first started doing Facebook, it was a gazillion years ago. It was very easy to grow my businesses. It was very easy to get followers. Same was Instagram when that came out. Really easy when it first started. Now, so much harder to grow on Facebook and Instagram for a business, but it's easy on TikTok. So do you see these sort of trends happen all the time? A platform comes out. I just watch the platform. I'm not going to waste my time on a platform that's going away. That happened with Clubhouse. I'm so glad I didn't waste any time on that. Actually, I think it's still around, but not many people are using it. But I watched and watched and watched and went, okay, this is actually a platform that I need to learn because it's the easiest to grow at the moment. I'll give you a very, very clear example of that. I started building an audience on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok in the same week. After 3 or 4 months, I had over 3,000 followers on TikTok. I didn't have one single follower on Facebook. I hadn't been focusing on it. I completely admit to that. I actually forgot about it, but I was still scheduling things and it was still going on to Facebook, but it wasn't growing because I wasn't putting that effort, any effort into it. And it's so much harder to do. So this is just to let you know to think about where your customers are and try to be there. Okay, I spoke to a client a couple of weeks ago and she said she's not on any of these, but she's on Reddit and she answers questions. So every customer that comes on and has a question about her very, very particular niche, she answers that question and she gets a sale just about every single question that she answers because it is such a specific niche that she's in. And they say, well, she knows what she's talking about. She's been offering great advice. I trust her. I'm going to go and get her stuff. So she's nailed that very, very well, which is fabulous. YouTube, you might want to be on YouTube. Like I said, YouTube is competing with TikTok at the moment and having short form video. So YouTube doesn't necessarily need to be a massive long video anymore, but it's brought in what's called shorts. So it's very, very short videos, exactly the same as TikTok, and you can build that for sure. Pinterest is one also that people tend to forget about. And Pinterest, if you don't know anything about Pinterest, the pictures on Pinterest are called pins. And so a pin on Pinterest lasts longer than any Facebook post or any Instagram post because Instagram and Facebook go so fast, whereas a pin stays on a Pinterest board until someone takes it off. It's not like a feed that goes through. And pins also can, when you put in the description, it allows you to put in your website link. So every single pin that you put on Pinterest, you can put an outbound link to your shop or your service. Whereas Facebook and Instagram hate you doing that, hate you sending people off their platform. But Pinterest allows you to do it every single time. So have a little think again, perhaps about Pinterest. It's a very, very slow burn. Pinterest isn't an explode overnight type viral situation. It's a very slow burn. So if you've got a 5-year plan like I do, you know, for your business and you want to steadily grow and grow and grow and grow, and then, you know, perhaps use that as your retirement fund or sell the business, you've got a really, really good steady growth then on Pinterest. Is there any questions so far? Just let me know in the chat and it will come up. Okay, so let's have a little think about your infrastructure. So setting up the process and the tools to execute your strategy effectively. So in saying that, it's basically just means set your pages up properly. If you're a shop, do Facebook commerce, set up your Facebook shop. If you can, do Instagram shopping as well, so that when you create your posts, you can tag your products. People can click on that post. You'll see that there's a little shopping cart in there. people can click on those posts and they can buy from you. If you look into this, you'll see quite a lot of YouTube clips and that kind of stuff on how to set up a shop. If you do it in America, if you do it from an American one, they can set up their shop within the Facebook infrastructure. They don't have to have a website. In Australia, we can't do this yet, so please don't get confused about this. We can set up a shop in Facebook and Instagram, but we have to have a website link to send it to. I'm just checking the chat. I'm still trying to work out which social platforms for international students and graduates, including mature students. Definitely LinkedIn. Yeah, definitely LinkedIn. Okie dokes. Yes, so setting up your infrastructure. So we just talked about LinkedIn. So that means that you're setting up your LinkedIn, and in your description of who you are, you have searched keywords so that you know what people are searching for if they're searching for your service. And then you're scattering those keywords. And keywords can be key phrases as well. So they can be 3 to 4 words in a short phrase. So setting up those keywords within your LinkedIn profile, so that when people are searching, your stuff comes up and it teaches LinkedIn who you are as well. That's exactly the same as the Instagram profile. You can have your hashtags and you can have the keywords in there as well. The question that you just asked then, absolutely. Now, it's interesting that you were talking about international people, because WhatsApp is possibly a platform that you need to be not possibly, you do. You need to be very, very comfortable in the WhatsApp space. There's a lot of communication that happens internationally within the WhatsApp space. So absolutely perfect example, be where your customers are. Use that as your main platform, and then, keep other things going in the background, depending on your time and depending on, if you're comfortable in those spaces, but mainly focusing on the platform that's going to bring in your customers. I don't know how to use WhatsApp, so I can't give you any advice on that. But as I always say, I will never pretend to know these things and try to teach you. I will find an expert for you and help you out in that scenario. But because my clients have never been in that situation, it's never been a platform that I've had to use. So setting up your shop on Facebook and Instagram, setting up your logo so that it's branded across every single platform exactly the same, making sure the logo is sitting within the circle. There's no letters coming out the bottom or coming off to the side. Everything is actually contained in the circle. If you are your brand, having your picture as the logo, because people need to learn to trust you. And they need to learn to get to know you, especially if you are doing some form of counselling. They really need that trust connection involved. Now, make it consistent across everything. So your Facebook cover photo is the same as your LinkedIn cover photo, is the same as, perhaps the pinned post on Pinterest. And then thinking about the logo, the colours, the fonts that you're using, the style of voice that you're using is consistent across every single platform that you're doing, including your website, including if you've got an Amazon shop or an Etsy shop, including everything that is along the whole entire section, all of the different platforms, because that just builds your brand awareness. It's really, really important to build that trust and the brand awareness. Cool. I've just had some professional photos done. Oh, that's awesome. That is so good. Fantastic, Jane. I love hearing that. That's really great. I'll tell you a silly little story, actually. What happened? I went to an Airbnb and I got locked out. They didn't leave the key there. Something happened. It was very late at night. My daughter was with me. I rang Airbnb. They were amazing. First thing they said is, make yourself safe, go underneath the light, take a photo, let us know you're safe. They were so good. But long story cut short, they gave me a coupon for another stay somewhere else. And they actually paid for a hotel that night for us as well to keep us safe, which was fabulous. But so I had a coupon for a weekend. So I thought, I don't actually feel like I need a holiday. I don't really need to go anywhere. So I found an Airbnb that was quite close to where I live that had beautiful lighting and beautiful aesthetics. And I took all of my clothes and all of my jewelry and products, props and that kind of thing. And I used the whole entire weekend for product photography. And that was probably 4 years ago. And I'm still using those product photographs in loads and loads of my marketing. So I'm so glad that you've got a photo shoot done. Just, really, really fabulous, because you're going to be using that across loads and loads of different platforms. Okay, making sure that your call to action buttons go directly to where you want them to go to. I've noticed Facebook and Instagram have sometimes defaulted to WhatsApp recently. And I say to my customers, oh, do you know how to use WhatsApp? And they said, what? WhatsApp? What's WhatsApp? And the button on their page goes to WhatsApp. So how many customers have tried to contact them and they've lost that custom? So your call to action button needs to go to your website. It needs to go to your booking system. I checked a booking system for a client yesterday and the booking system booked me in, but she didn't get a notification for it. So get somebody else to check all of these links as well, which is great. Actually, I still haven't even found out whether she got the notification. So that's really, really important that that we check all of our buttons to make sure that the links work. A lot of the time you will hear people say, set up a link tree. Now, link trees are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If you are on Instagram and you do not have a website, if you've got multiple places for people to go, if you've got a booking system, if you've got a product on a different platform that you don't own, like Amazon or Etsy or eBay, if you've got a phone number that you want people to contact you on and you don't have a website that you own, Linktree is fabulous because it sets up a beautiful list of things that people can do and they can just click on it. If you have a website, send people to that website, because if you're sending people to Linktree and they don't go anywhere, they decide not to use your service, you've lost them completely. If you send them to your website and you've set up a Google Pixel and a Facebook Pixel on your website, you can then collect that data of all of those people that have been going into your site, and you can do an ad targeting them, and you can do an ad targeting people who are very similar to them. And so you may have not lost that person along the way. Okay, so Linktree, fabulous if you don't have a website. If you do have a website, send people directly to your website. So just make it really, really, really easy. Great. I'm in the process. So Jane's saying I'm in the process of someone to help me build my website. Fantastic. Great. Make sure that there's a Google Pixel on it and there's a Facebook Pixel on it. The Story Brand, I think it's called, by Donald Miller, is a fabulous way to make sure that your website is aesthetically pleasing for people to read, and it sets it out beautifully. Okay, so where do they link directly? Do you want your people to go, and is it easy? Again, just get somebody else to check it. Check your links on a phone, check your links on an iPad, check your links on the desktop. Get someone else to do it that isn't on your desktop and your phone, just to make sure everything's set up beautifully. And you can follow the process. I had a great lady ring me the other day, and she just put it out there and said, look, can someone just buy something from my new website? I'll give them a coupon code. I just want to see the process from a customer's point of view. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'll absolutely do that. What a fantastic idea. because I want someone to do that for me as well, because you see things differently from when you're looking at it all the time to how a customer sees it. So fabulous, fabulous thing to do. Get your friends. I didn't know this person. We are now friends because she's lovely, and ask them to help you out, having a look at all the different links and services, and you know, making sure that everything connects up properly. And actually do this regularly. I don't encourage you to just do this once. I do actually encourage you to look at this regularly. Okay, so like I said before, setting up your Facebook shop so that you can get these little clicks here. Now, to set up the Facebook shop, you need to set it up in Facebook Commerce. If you have a BigCommerce or a Shopify website, and I believe it works on WordPress websites as well, actually do this process from the website to Facebook and Instagram. Don't do it the other way around. So don't do it from Instagram and Facebook to the website. Actually do it within the infrastructure, the dashboard of your website, because then it's completely integrated and connected with Facebook and Instagram. And every time you update your inventory on your website, so if you've got a sale, or if you've run out of stock, or you know, you just want to get rid of one of your products, you only have to update it on your actual website. And then it automatically updates everything in Facebook Commerce. I hope that makes sense. I don't want you to double up, because it does get really confusing when things double up like that. And you can also do that to Google Merchant Center as well. I'm having issues with that at the moment, so I'm saying that with a cross face. Okie doke. So content mix, recurring ideas or post types that include for your social media programming. So what do your people like to watch? What do they like to read? Are you an author, and do they like to read? You know, do they love to read poems? Do they love to read written text? Do they love to read long form text? Are they younger? Do they like to read emojis? Do they like to read lots and lots of little emojis? Or do they just like to have one sort of tacked onto the end? You know, really thinking about how your customers like to consume their social media and doing it that way. And then having that strategy of going back and looking at all of your things that you have done over the past couple of months, over the past couple of years, what's worked best. So just letting your customers let you know how they like to see your stuff. And then say, oh, you know, my customers haven't really let me know this. Are you teaching them to save, to like, to comment? Are you actually asking them and giving them a call to action on how to do something on your social media? You know, a lot of people say to me, oh, that my customers never comment, they never like anything. Have you asked them to? Do they know you want them to? Do they know that they can invite their friends to your page? Do they know that they can do these things? Have you told them, not once, over and over and over, because there's new people that come to the page all the time, have you told them over and over that you would really appreciate it if you could share their page to their friends that might like it? So putting all of that into your content strategy as well. So that's your content strategy. That's, you know, the style of content that your customers like. Then we need to keep up with the things that the platforms like you doing. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, TikTok is really pushing this at the moment. You know, a year ago, this wasn't happening, but let's just play the game. Let's just, you know, make it easy, go with the flow. Let's play their game and get our stuff out to as many customers as we can. Because TikTok is it's so prevalent at the moment, I guess, long form video is what Instagram, mainly Instagram and YouTube are trying to compete with. So it's putting out reels and it's putting out videos, and there's numerous ways of doing this without dancing or lip syncing in front of it, like people think TikTok are doing. And I do workshops on how to make reels, and how to do all of that kind of stuff as well. So reels and videos work best. Short ones, very, very short ones, 5 to 7 seconds. They don't need to be massive. And lives work very well on Facebook as well. When you're doing a live, think about when your customers are able to watch you. So if your customers work full time, or if they're, you know, they don't have access to their phone, they're incredibly busy, you know, running kids around, or running elderly parents around, whatever they're doing, don't do a live when they're busy. Do a live when they are able to sit down and watch your live, because they'll get a notification and they'll go, oh, I don't have time to watch that. That's a waste of your time. Really, you know, structure this content around when your customers are going to get it. You can also, if you don't know already, you can schedule your posts. I do this all the time because, you know, I'm doing this full time. I'm single parenting a couple of teenagers. I'm running, you know, skincare company, doing lots of other things. So I need to know that my content is going to come out. At the moment, it comes out every day. But at the beginning of the week, or actually on a Saturday morning, I create all my content so it's up to date, and then I just schedule it out so it goes out every single day. And so it's running in the background, and all I need to do is answer comments and questions and do all the other things that you need to do. But scheduling your posts, if you're not scheduling your posts at the moment, you're really creating a little bit more work for yourself. That I do another person's page as well, and I actually schedule them out once a month. So they're only doing 3 posts a week, so that's, you know, 12 posts a month. Easy, absolutely easy. Okay, so content mix it up to what is working on the platforms and is working for your customers. Social media needs to be social. It's not selling all the time. I was having a conversation with a team member this morning, and you know, we were saying exactly the same thing. And you might have heard this before. You don't want to come into, like, you don't want to walk into a bar and someone comes up to you straight away and says, "We're getting married today. Now, come quick, come this way." You need them to sit down, smile, have a joke, buy a drink, get to know you. You know, just there's a process of selling our stuff on social media. It's teaching them what you know. It's making you the expert. It's entertaining them a little bit. It might be entertaining them through showing quotes, inspirational videos. It could be loads and loads of different ways. Don't be someone else on social media that you're not usually. It's exhausting and people can see through it. They can see you're pretending to be someone else. So just be yourself and show what your customers are interested in. So it's not selling all the time. It is brand building. If you've heard about it, it's like this. It's the top of your funnel. It's all of those things that you do, and then people will filter down, and then they'll become really great customers for you. And if they haven't actually become a customer, they might actually become a really great brand advocate for you. They might say, "Oh, I don't need it, but geez, I know exactly who to send to you." So you're front of the mind all the time. So it doesn't need to be social. It does need to be social. So this is just a really quick social media strategy. You might want to screenshot this page. If I'm in the way, I'll just move myself. So I could talk about this for ages and ages and ages. So just a really, really quick brand strategy for you. I've got a 365-day calendar of things that you can do that you're probably welcome to get. But thinking about these things, so showcasing your product or your service, great. How do we find you? How do we use it? This isn't a hard sale. This is just educating people on, how do we use it? What ingredients are in it? How do we store it? How do we wash it? How do we, if it's a dog collar, what do we do with it? Do yeah, just teaching everything about your product or your service. You know, if we're going to your place of business, where do we park? Is there a shady area that we can park in if our car's going to be there for an extended period of time? Is there a place that we're not allowed to park? Is there a coffee shop down the road that you would recommend afterwards that we go to? If you're a massage service, you know, is there a smoothie bar that you recommend that we go to afterwards? So just, it's educating people about where you are, what you do, your product, your service, and everything about that. So you know about that more than anyone else. The other thing that's fabulous in here is testimonials and reviews. Social proof is absolute gold, that other people are buying your products and they want your services. So imagine you're walking into a shopping centre and you see all of those restaurants around the shopping centre. You see a whole bunch of people in one shop and then into one restaurant, and then you see hardly anyone in the next restaurant. Which restaurant are you actually going to go to? You're going to go to the one that has loads of people in it, because it's social proof that that's a good place to be. So online, giving that social proof, showing those customer testimonials and reviews is absolutely imperative that we do that. So taking them from your Google reviews, taking them from TripAdvisor, taking them from the text that people give you, asking for permission first, and then popping that onto your social media. Making sure that you've got a review system set up on your e-commerce platform. If that's there, fantastic. Okay, so you're educating, you're entertaining, you're inspiring, and you're selling your products. Alrighty, so loads and loads and loads of things that you can do. Entertainment, videos, like I was saying before, work so much better. So you can, there's great ways of sharing videos that you're actually making sure that you are acknowledging the person that has made it. So make sure that you're doing that in the correct way. You know, inspiring people behind the scenes. I do loads of behind the scenes ones because it makes people recognize that there's a face behind the brand. Very important for people to build trust in your brand that way. And I just like being a bit silly sometimes. And then educating people, you know, about us. There's loads and loads and loads of things that you can do there. A lot of the education things can also bring you in a really fabulous email list. If they need to download something, grab the email and then email them out something. So you've got that email list. So if Facebook and Instagram shut down again, like they did last year, you've still got a customer base to a way to get to your customers. So improvements, what's working, what isn't working? Yeah, there's a load of things that, especially with TikTok, because it's still a platform that is evolving and I'm learning. I might think, geez, this is going to go viral. This is going to be amazing. And how to get us any views at all. And then I do something and I think, oh, that's just a bit of fun. And it goes nuts. So I'm still evolving. I'm still learning the platform because it is quite new. But having a look at Instagram, having a look at your analytics, having a look at your insights and saying, oh, wow, that actually worked quite well. I might try, you know, what worked well in it? What, did I give a really clear call to action? Did I get a sale from that? Did I get a share from that? Having a look at what you've done already and then just seeing and celebrating what you did well. Yay, celebrating what you did well and then just trying to recreate your best work. The other thing that you can do in here is have a look at your competitors and see what they're doing. And you can see the views now. They did take the likes and things off for quite some time. They are taking them back in some situations. They still have taken them away, but most of the time you can see what is happening with your competitors. You can see what's working really well for them. Don't copy exactly what they're doing, but use it for inspiration of something that you can use in your own business. So I've just spoken really, really quickly. I get really passionate and I love teaching this type of stuff to small businesses. Like we said at the beginning, this is brought to you by Business Station. I'm one of the digital solutions advisors. There's quite a few of us. not a massive amount of us, but we're all specialised in different areas. So if you do need specialist help, we are here for you. You do need to have an ABN in WA, Queensland, Northern Territory, and you do need to be running your business as a for-profit business. If you have registered your business as a non-for-profit business, we do have other things that we can help you with. So please don't disregard that. And even if you're a complete startup and you're not making any profit at the moment, definitely join the program so that we can help you start making a profit. You do need to have fewer than 20 full-time staff members. There's a link there that you can register in. Now you can choose a preferred advisor, have a look through all the different advisors, see who's going to best suit your business. If you want to have another chat with me, great. My name is Victoria Yuen, Y-U-E-N, and it'd be really great to meet you and help you grow your business. It is one of my most favourite things to do and watch people's businesses grow. So I'm just going to stop sharing and have a look at the time. Oh, okay. So we are actually just about out of time. I have spoken for nearly an hour. So if you're on the recording, just let me know if you need any help. Thank you very much, Jane, for coming in here and being here with me and answering some questions or popping some chats in there and engaging with me. I really appreciate your time here. Jane, if you don't have any other questions, I'll see how we go. And then, the people that are on the recording, just let me know if you've got anything that I can answer, and I'll do my absolute best. And if I can't do it, I will try to find someone that can do their absolute best for you as well. Beautiful. So I hope you enjoy the presentation today. Let me know, give me some feedback, and I hope you have a really, really wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, Jane, I know, feeling very overwhelmed at the moment. Maybe email me, because that's what I really, really don't want you feeling. Start in one place. Get really, really comfortable doing one thing, and then move on when you start feeling comfortable doing that one thing. I totally understand feeling overwhelmed. I even felt that myself last week. I had to get in the garden, get my hands dirty, and get off every single social media screen or everything that I could, put some music on, had a big glass of water, took a few breaths, and got back into it. The next day, I actually had to take the whole day off. So please do contact me. I understand how tricky business can be and how overwhelming it can be, and I do try to make it as easy as possible. So I will speak to you. Good. I hope to really speak to you soon, Jane. All right. You take care, everyone. See you.